you might have noticed it yourself also, is this dashboard, which basically gives you some, initial information on the status of your account. So you can see over here on the map, you will see pins of where your monitors are located. Then you'll see over here at a first glance how many of your screens are online, how many you're subscribed for, and that kind of information can be found over there. And then the most important area, I'd say, of this screen is this field down here, which allows you to open a ticket and get in touch with our tech support team. And you can also attach screenshots if needed or send them feedback. So I think that is the most important area. And that is basically it, actually, as far as the dashboard is concerned. So I will just quickly move you over to the types of media content that can be uploaded and arranged in the platform.
Okay. Yeah, because we do use a lot of images and a lot of videos.
Great.
Not so much the web pages yet, but if we can get that working correctly, because Xebo kind of doesn't do well with that, we might use like a web page for our website or something like that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So to give you an idea of what that would look like, so if I click on images, you'll get this gallery basically of images that you've already uploaded in the past, as you can see. And then when needed, you can just go ahead and delete these or edit them when you're done with them. And basically the way of uploading an image is to click on this Add Image button down here. And this allows you to add either an image file from your local P storage. Otherwise, by entering a keyword into here, you can browse through some stock images from some stock image galleries that we've integrated with. So, you could add, for example, Office to get back some generic uncopyrighted images of offices that could then just be, added to your screen just to make it a bit more beautiful, for example.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what can be done there. And as you can see, you've got, of course, your trash can, edit button, all of those can be found down here. You've also got a folder view option if you'd like to create folders and keep everything a bit more organized.
Nice.
And then And as we're moving through the platform demo, you'll see that there's always this question mark in the bottom right-hand corner, where by clicking on it, you can either jump over to our user manual or to our YouTube channel to check out a video tutorial on how to work this page.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, there's going to be a lot of stuff today. I understand that we'll go in one ear and go out the other, basically, because there's a lot to take in. But, that's what that question mark is there for, so that anything that you've forgotten at the end of the day, you can just check it out down there.
Okay.
So, as you can see, I've clicked on videos now. The interface has remained the same, just keeping everything nice and simple. So if I click again on the Add Video down there, I'm given the option of uploading a video file, again, from my local PC storage, a YouTube video, just copying the link into this field here, a PowerPoint file. Now, the difference between uploading a PowerPoint file via the videos and the documents tab is the fact that if you've got a PowerPoint file with transitions, animations, then we suggest that you upload it as a video so that it's turned into a video and those animations are retained. Okay, so that's the only difference.
That makes sense to me. So.
Yeah. Then there's the video stream. So again, if you wanted to display a YouTube live video, for example, that could be copied into this area here. And then lastly, similarly to the stock images, there is the stock videos option. Again, just typing the keyword into there. This will bring back some uncopyrighted videos that you can use on your screen. And again, as you can see, I won't bore you with repeating myself. You can see everything again, delete button, folder views, question marks, they're all there. And as we're walking through, you'll notice that they continue to be there. Now, audio, I don't think you'd be interested. Would you be interested in displaying audio?
No, we don't do any of that right now, so that'd be
Mm.
something maybe later on down the road, but, that's
Mm-hmm.
not something that's we don't do too much of that, so.
I didn't think so. But anyway, it's there if you ever need it in the future. So then, yeah, documents. You can display PDFs, Word, PowerPoint, and Excel files. Again, just by dragging and dropping or clicking here to choose them from your local PC storage. And then lastly, as you mentioned, there's the web page option. So by clicking on the Add Web Page down here, you're given this editing page where basically you can insert the website's URL here. And then because we are talking about an actual web page, then you've got some more toggles down here. So for example, you've got the fallback image so that if you lose connection to the internet, then your screen, instead of just going blank, it can display an image that you will have selected from here.
Okay.
And then you've just got some other toggles, how many hours or minutes would you like your web page to refresh after, if you'd like to disable private browsing, all of that. And then you've also got this area down here where you can insert some script code in case you'd like to get rid of the cookie banners and that kind of those kinds of actions.
Right.
So that's how that works. And basically, yeah, that's it as far as the media section of the platform is concerned.
Okay.
So any questions so far? Anything that you'd like some more information on?
No, that's all pretty much straightforward so far.
Yeah, I think so too. Great. So moving on to the widgets, I'll show you the widget gallery that we currently have available.
This is the one that I'm
of
really
course,
interested in, so thank you.
Good. Great. And of course, this is one of the areas that I think is the most updated because our development team is constantly bringing out new widgets. So, you can log in one day and see a couple more.
Okay.
So that's how that works. So the generic widgets, as you can see, you've got some QR code, wiki quotes, the ticker, which I think is very common throughout digital signage. Yeah, that's available. And of course, this allows you to either display an RSS feed or your very own custom scrolling text.
Okay, and so my question to that would be, so for instance, if we wanted to use this scrolling RSS ticker, do we need to link to a RSS, or is it already linked to an RSS feed?
You'd need to, let me show you how that would work. So as you can see, you'd click on Add Feed here, and then you'd select the RSS option, and then you'd simply go and find the URL and just copy and paste it into here. Okay. So that's how that would work. And then again, if you wanted to add your own text, then again, you just click on there and enter the text that you wanted to.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, and then you can alter the styling, as you can see, the speed of it, the colors, all of that can just be altered in the editing page. So yeah, let me just take you back now. So those are the generic widgets, and you can go ahead afterwards and take a better look at them yourself.
How about weather? That's one of the biggest issues we're having right now is like we can't get our weather widget to work for the life of me. I can't figure out why. And, so that's one of our biggest things is like we want to make sure we have weather because we live in northern Wisconsin, obviously, so we want our customers to have an idea of the weather going on. So
yeah. No, I haven't. I haven't had any complaints about our weather widget's not working. So I think that everything should be okay. So as you can see, we have the current daily and hourly weather. I'll just give you an idea of what that would look like on your screen. So it should look like this.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, if you were to click on use, then you can go ahead and either use your player's location, or you can, manually select the location.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah. And then you've got the other generic toggles down here. So if you'd like it to be Celsius, Fahrenheit, dial settings, all of that.
Yeah, the widget that we have for weather, you have to have an API key, and you have to be able to set it up and all this other stuff. And I've done it several times, and the widget just will not accept the API key.
Right,
so, but,
right.
So that's one of the bigger things. And that's a nice, easy way of doing it, so we can do it any...
I was going to say, I think you'll find this to be easier than having to find API keys and stuff like that, because, like you mentioned, this just tells you, okay, where are you, how do you want this to display, and there you go. You can have it on your screen in like 10 minutes.
Right.
So, I think if you go ahead and have a look at that later on and, just mess around, I'm sure you'll find it to be quite, simple to manage. And then other than that, we've got some time widgets here, as you can see. Business widgets, I don't know if you use any of these dashboards or Google Calendar, for example, but these can also be integrated into the platform and then displayed on the screen.
Okay.
Social, if you're on Twitter, for example, or Instagram, then you can hook up with either of those.
Okay, that's cool. You can show customers and their views and things like that. That's cool. Okay.
Or if you'd like to have a CNN, for example, a little news widget, then you could get this kind of effect. And then lastly, there's the calendars, but I'm not sure if you would be interested in displaying. These are for like online, Office 365 calendars.
Okay, so my question about the calendar is you answered my question by just clicking on it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to know if you could put in, because we do have like classes to learn how to shoot guns and things like that, right? Whatever. So we would probably have like a calendar go by and have like that day's classes or that month's classes or that week's classes or whatever, right? So that works.
Yeah. So that's how that could work. Yeah, exactly. Great. And I mean, then, as you said, you could either have the event feed calendar, the daily/weekly calendar, or the entire monthly calendar. So that's just entirely up to you. Again, just to give you an idea of what that would look like. And the daily and weekly calendar would look like this.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So then, as you can see, going down this workflow of the Yodeck platform, we've reached the end, basically, of uploading the content. So now we're actually getting to organizing it into playlists and or layouts. So the difference between the two is the fact that the playlist allows you to display, think of it like a slideshow, so full screen, images, videos, whatever content, playing one after the other on a loop, whereas the layout gives you that multi-zone effect, where you can have a scrolling ticker along the bottom, an image in the center of the screen, a weather widget to the side, which I think is the kind of effect that you're going for, if I've understood correctly.
Yeah.
So to give you an idea of the playlist, if I click on Add Playlist, you are given this empty slideshow reel, and now I can just go ahead and start throwing any content that I like in. As you can see, images, videos, everything that we've just talked about so far can be inserted into the playlist. And I can also drag and drop to organize things better. And straight away, if I'm happy with this little playlist, I can just go ahead now and name it and save it, and I've got nice little playlist with like 7 elements in it that's ready to be displayed on my screen.
Okay, yeah, that's nice because you could
Also,
playlists like together
mhm,
for Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever,
yeah,
right? Whatever the holiday is
yeah,
for whatever.
yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. And, these can also be edited, so if it makes sense to take away, for example, the Thanksgiving image and insert the Christmas image because that's the time of the year that is coming round, then, that can totally be done.
Right.
And in fact, the other thing that I wanted to mention, seeing as you um, from what I understood, you liked the folder view idea.
Yeah.
You also have the folder view capability here. So if you have created folders earlier on, and you've taken the time to put the relevant content in those folders, then simply by selecting the entire folder and just clicking on the arrow, then all of this will just go over and into the playlist with just like 3 clicks. I've got a little playlist based on the folder that I've created so far.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
Okay.
pretty cool.
So yeah, so that also takes a lot of time off your hands rather than having to, go and find the images like I did down here. Just
Right.
scrolling through and finding them. Yeah, it just takes some time off your hands. So that is what the playlist capability looks like. Now, if I take you over straight away to the layouts, I'm sure you'll understand the difference between the two straight away. I think okay, there we go. So as you can see with the layout editor, you're given this completely blank canvas, which you can go ahead and start filling with the content that you've created so far. So, for example, if you've created a playlist earlier on, and you'd like to, this playlist could include stuff like images and videos, that kind of content, and then you just like to have a weather widget at the side of it, or a scrolling ticker along the bottom, then I just go ahead and find the playlist that I want to display. Take this one.
Yeah.
And then you can see I'm just throwing it into the layout and then just going and dragging it to cover the area that I want it to. And then again, insert, widget, and I'll go and find my BBC News feed. And I'll have this displaying up here. So it's all a matter of just going and finding the content that you want to display and then just assigning it to the area that you would like it to play on. And then I could go and take another widget as well and just throw that down there. Like so. And that's, basically all there is to the layout. And if I'm happy with this, then I can also just click on this full screen button as well to take an even better look at, what I've created. So I can see here that, okay, that's not very good. So I can just go in and change that and just make sure that everything is looking as I would like it to, like so. Yeah. So that's how that works. And the other thing that I wanted to show you while we're on the layout is the fact that, if you ever need some inspiration perhaps at some point, then we also have these pre-designed templates. So for example, if there's one of these that takes your fancy, then I can simply click on this one, import it, and then I'll simply go and replace its content with my own. So I'll click on this image, I'll click on replace, and I'll go and select a different playlist. Yeah, because that's a playlist. And that'll go ahead and replace that like so. Okay. There we go. So that is basically how the layouts work. Is everything clear between playlists and layouts?
I'm definitely liking the drag and drop features and things like that. So
yeah, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. Yeah, so the next step is the schedules. It's not a compulsory step, but it basically allows you to schedule out a day, a week, a month in advance, so that you're not having to constantly log into the platform and push out new content. So I think that also takes a bit of time off your hands as well. And how you would go about creating this, again, you just click on day, for example, like I have done, click on add, and then just go about finding the content from the drop-down menu. So I'll click on layout and I'll go and find my customer picks widget, for example, and I'll go and have that playing from 8 a.m. until 12. And this is just also a nice way of keeping your viewers engaged. So instead of playing the same content on a daily basis, it's just a nice way of keeping the screen interesting. So yeah, I can have that playing from 8 to 12. Then if I want to add something else after that, again, clicking on add, going and finding the playlist, put in my background playlist, again, just assigning the time, 12 to 1, daily basis, click on save, and that has slotted itself after that. And if I make any mistakes or anything, then I can just drag that, or I can also increase or decrease the duration. So yeah, so that's how you'd go about creating a schedule. And if I actually zoom out, you'll see that that has applied itself as I requested it to on the daily basis for the rest of the month.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I think that is also quite useful. I think that you might be interested in this. There we go. So once you've created your schedule and you've saved it, then of course it will appear in this as an entry in this list here. And then basically we've reached the final step of just going ahead and pushing out the content that we've created so far to our TVs. So as you can see, I've got 5 TVs. All I need to do to change the content on one of them is to just click on the edit button at the side of the one that I wish to change. Straight away I'm given this screenshot here of what is currently playing on the TV. And I'm given some actions, so I can refresh the content, I can turn off the TV, turn it on, reboot the player. All of that can be done down here. And then the way to change the content is to either, again, just go ahead and find it from this drop-down menu if I want to push out a schedule. Otherwise, if I want to push out a layout, a playlist, something like that, then I'll just select empty schedule and I'll just go and find the playlist, for example, that I would like to display. So if I click on all videos playlist, click on OK, I will click on save. This will change, yeah, so that is currently, that is changed according to what I just edited in the what's it called, in the monitor. And then I just need to click on push to players so that I can push these new changes out to the TV. So click on yes.
Okay.
And I will push that content out. Now, just some other pointers that I'd just like to tell you about are also these tabs here. So just to very quickly inform you about these, so that you know what they are. So of course the network tab is where you can insert your Wi-Fi credentials for this player. Sound and display, I'll just skip it because you're not interested in that anyway. The location is where you can either auto-detect or drag the pin for this specific player on the map. The status tab is very important as far as troubleshooting is concerned. As you can see, you've got some information on the player hardware, the TV screen resolution, the player temperature. So all of that can be seen in the status tab. advanced tab, this allows you to do some customization. So, for example, if you'd like to enter some script down there, if you'd like to set the download hours for the players to download the latest content, some security toggles here, and then some on-screen messages toggles. It's a bit more advanced. And then lastly, there's the emergency alerts feature, which I think, as the name gives away, allows you to create some emergency alert types slash templates, so that in the event of an emergency where you need to get a message across to the viewers of your TV screen as quickly as possible, like a security alert, for example, then what this does is it goes and creates a button on the dashboard, which was the first page that we looked at. Let me show you. This one here. So this button basically allows you to, not lose any time with going to the monitors, finding the content that you want to push out, having to click on save, click on push a chip at on the flashing button up there. This will completely override any content that is currently playing on your TV screen, and it'll push out, some sort of message that you've typed in from earlier on. So follow safety protocol, for example, or don't use the elevator or something like that.
Right.
So that's also something that can be used. Yeah.
Okay. That's actually pretty nice, because we did have a situation this past summer where we had I think it was this past summer or the summer before, something like that. But there was a tornado in the area, and it would have been helpful to have that. That would have been nice to have during that.
Yeah. And as I mentioned, that just basically means that you're losing no time in getting that message across. So even if you were to access it, for example, from your mobile phone, you could log into the platform and just get that message out as quickly as possible. So yeah, so that's good to have in those cases. And that is basically it as far. I mean, I'm trying to think of your use case.
Yeah, so everything you've showed me about user side of it is fantastic. I'm about to get into the back end of it, because that's my side of it. So, does this set on-prem, or is this off-prem on one of your servers, or how does this exactly work? Is this browser-based or application-based?
It is browser-based, yeah.
Okay.
And it's on our servers, so it's not an on-premise solution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, cloud is what it's called.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that was for the other guys that are here, so they understand.
Okay.
So, what would be, so is all the data stored on your side, or do we have to have a service to store our data and use your platform?
No.
Okay.
No, everything is taken care of with the Yodeck service. So, if you're getting into the Yodeck platform and you're interested, and then you finally move forward, then there's nothing else to worry about, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it's only us getting the, so like, let's say we wanted 4 TVs right now, and I'm just thinking with the alert thing, maybe we put a couple more TVs little TVs in the range area or something like that. So eventually we would go up to 6, so let's just say something like that. So we would just purchase the players from you, or and then connect them to the TV?
Well, yeah, I mean, that is actually entirely up to you. So we actually have two billing plans.
Okay.
Let me just move over to our pricing page, and I can show you. So we have the monthly and the annual. The difference between the two is mainly the fact that the monthly does not provide you with hardware, so you'd have to source that yourself either via the Yodeck platform or from your local market, from Amazon, for example.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you were to go with the annual plan, that actually provides you with the hardware that you need for free if you purchase the annual plan up front. So that's something to think about.
Okay. So is the annual price the same as the? So it'd be like $8 a month for each TV. We're just paying the whole month, the whole year up front, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So $7.99, I mean, is $95.88 for the
Right.
year, times 12. There you go. And that I said. So the only difference between the two is the fact that you, with the annual plan, you do get the hardware for free,
Okay.
included in the software cost.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's something to think about.
Well, there's not too many more technical questions since it's cloud-based
Mm-hmm.
feature, so or platform. So
Yeah, yeah.
not too many technical questions on my side. Because right now I have a server that's running our Gazebo and platform and all this other stuff, right? So I was just wanting to know if I needed to prepare for anything on that side of it. So.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, I guess the what I have to do is get together with the people, the rest of the crew at
Mm-hmm.
Sugar, and talk to them and see where they want to go and see what they want to do, and then
Great.
we can go from there.
Great.
So I'll get
That sounds
back to
good.
you via email uh, in the next few days. Let's just say by early next week. Let's just say. How about that? You know.
Great.
So
And
we
I
can
was
get
going to
together
say,
and talk about it.
yeah, you do have my email address, don't you? I think from the
Yes.
invitation.
Yep.
So yeah, just send me an email and we can take it from there and see how to move forward.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, great.
I appreciate your
Well,
time.
thank you again. Not a problem. Thanks again for logging in, and I look forward to hearing from you and talking about moving forward then.
All right.
Okay.
You have a great day.
Thanks. You too, Jeff. Bye-bye.
Bye.